Good morning and happy Friday. Today is February 28th, and I can't believe this month is already over. I know February only has 28 days, but it kind of felt more like 20. Has anybody else felt that? Was it just me? Well, this is Wake Up with KERA News. My sense of time has been a little bit off. Hi there, I'm Andrew Garcia. Sunny skies will take us into the weekend. There's a slight chance of rain on Sunday night, but we'll see mild temperatures and mostly sunny skies otherwise. Mardi Gras is right around the corner, and coming up we'll get a taste of a centuries-old king cake recipe. But first, let's get into the news. Texas senators heard testimony yesterday on bills that would prohibit diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in K-12 public schools. Those are policies that promote representation and fair treatment in workplaces and academia. Opponents of the bill say those policies help level the playing field, while supporters argue they actually increase discrimination. North Texas health providers and public health officials say they're preparing for measles case numbers to increase. The first death from the virus was reported this week, as well as the first case in North Texas. Steve Love leads the Dallas-Fort Worth Hospital Council and says health officials are doing their best to monitor the situation, but getting vaccinated is the best way to prevent measles from spreading. Mardi Gras, or Fat Tuesday as it's also known, is less than a week away. And what's one tradition that will find itself the centerpiece for many Mardi Gras celebrations? Well, you guessed it, the king cake. KERA producer Therese Powell and I wanted to know more about the celebratory confection, so we dug in, both figuratively and then literally. So Therese, Mardi Gras is the last big hurrah of merrymaking before the season of Lent begins. The holiday means parades, parties, and of course, lots of good food, drinks, and desserts.
Yep, I'm guessing it's called Fat Tuesday because of the bloating that happens from all that last-minute overindulging.
And one of those desserts you might be overindulging in this Mardi Gras season is the king cake. We wanted to know more about the cake, so who better to tell us than an actual pastry chef?
And I found just the person, Andrew. Tita Pichacron is the owner of Haute Sweet Patisserie in East Dallas. She's a pastry chef, and she was born and raised in New Orleans, which means she knows a lot about king cake. So I started out with the basics. What is a king cake?
I want to say it's maybe a glorified cinnamon roll. Essentially, that's what it is. You can get it in different forms. Some people braid the dough, some people roll them, but it's just a celebration of carnival season. As soon as the first parade kind of hits, that's when the king cakes start rolling out.
I asked her where her recipe came from, and she had a very interesting answer.
It's actually a friend's family recipe. It's 100 years old. It's amazingly a nice tender crumb, very moist. I hate using the word moist, but it's a very moist king cake. And what's funny is I was doing some R&D on something the other day, and I had left it in the fridge for, I'd probably been in there a couple of weeks. Took it out, reheated it, and I was like, man, this is still good. So it's that good.
What exactly goes into making a king cake? Can you say whip it up in an afternoon?
Oh, no. While the right Mardi Gras party can devour a king cake in a matter of minutes, if they're dedicated enough, making one takes a lot longer.
The dough has to be made the day before, so it can rise overnight. And then the next day, we roll it out, and then it rises again in a proofer and then bakes. So it's quite the process.
Sounds like it's a real labor of love.
There is a lot of love that goes into one of these cakes. I asked Tita if she had a favorite memory of king cakes.
Getting to eat it all the time. My parents didn't really give us a lot of sweets growing up, and so having a king cake around was kind of the icing on the cake. Like I say, it's funny because you think that that's normal, and then you leave Louisiana and you realize that's not normal. We would always have king cake, and the funny thing is a butter knife would be left in the package of the king cake because you're just going to get a little sliver throughout the day. And so you don't want to have to go get another knife. So it's always in that little package. It's a fun time. Carnival season is just so much fun to be around in Louisiana, in New Orleans. And it just, as soon as the king cakes come out, you know it's carnival season.
So, Therese, this is where I confess I've never had a king cake before.
Well, lucky you. We have one here in the studio.
I see that now. It's got some purple, green, and yellow icing. I'm guessing there's some sort of meaning behind those colors?
Yeah, those are the official colors of Mardi Gras. The purple, green, and yellow colors stand for justice, faith, and power, respectively. They symbolize the gifts brought by the wise men to the baby Jesus.
I've got a piece of cake right here, and I'm about to give it a try. It's like a cinnamon roll. It's really good. It's like a cinnamon roll that came ready to party.
Did you get the baby in your piece?
There's a baby in this cake?
Yeah, there's a little plastic baby that's hidden in the cake, and the baby symbolizes prosperity and the baby Jesus. And whoever finds him in their slice buys the cake for the next party.
I'm looking around my piece, and I am not seeing a baby, so it looks like I'm off the hook.
My vote is we keep looking.
That was my conversation with KERA's Therese Powell. The Dallas Mavericks won against the Charlotte Hornets last night, 103-96. They'll have a much tougher test ahead, playing the Milwaukee Bucks tomorrow. And also playing tomorrow, FC Dallas takes on the Colorado Rapids. If you're in the mood to hear some feel-good music this weekend, the 20th Annual Dallas Blues Festival comes to town tomorrow at the Texas Trust CU Theater in Grand Prairie. More information and other fun things to do can be found at kera.org/calendar. Thanks so much for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. The show is produced and edited by Shardae White and Bekah Morr. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get some good morning vibes from our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at KERATX. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.